There is a danger that arrives without a raised voice, without a threat, without a single act of aggression. It arrives wearing the face of curiosity. It arrives wrapped in softness, in warmth, in the gentle curve of a smile. It arrives as a question. And in the precise moment that question leaves their lips, something begins. Something most people never see coming, and many never recognize even after it has already reshaped the way they think, the way they remember, and the way they understand themselves. Most people fear the obvious enemy, the one who shouts, the one who threatens. But the truly skilled architects of control never announce themselves that way. They understand something far more sophisticated, that the easiest person to manipulate is not the one you overpower, but the one you convince to overpower themselves. Friedrich Nietzsche saw this clearly. He understood that power rarely operates through force. More often, it moves invisibly, through the ideas a person quietly accepts, through the interpretations they adopt without questioning. Whoever shapes your perception does not need to control your actions. They already control something far more valuable. They control your reality. This is the foundation of the most dangerous manipulation ever practiced. Not the lie told to your face, but the question designed to make you lie to yourself. What follows are 5 questions spoken every day, between lovers, between friends, between people who claim to care. They sound harmless. They sound almost reasonable. And that is precisely what makes them devastating. The first, why are you so sensitive? It arrives after something was said or done, something that wounded, something that deserved examination. But the moment this question is spoken, the entire conversation shifts beneath your feet. One moment, the subject was their behavior. The next moment, the subject is you. Not what was done, not what was said, but your reaction, your character, your emotional response. This is the architecture of the manipulation. The moment you begin defending your sensitivity, you have abandoned the original issue entirely. You are no longer asking what happened. You are asking whether you are even allowed to be affected by what happened. Sensitivity is not weakness. Sensitivity is perception. To feel that something is wrong is not an overreaction, it is information. The clearest response is not defensiveness. It is redirection. Being sensitive does not prevent me from seeing clearly. Let us return to what actually happened. That single sentence refuses to participate in the manipulation entirely. The second, you trust me, don't you? There is something almost tender in how this question arrives. It carries the warmth of intimacy, of closeness. And that tenderness is not accidental. It is the mechanism. Because this question is not asking whether you trust them. It is asking whether you will stop thinking. If you say yes, you have agreed that trust means no further questions. If you express doubt, you are immediately reframed as unfair, suspicious, unworthy of the relationship. Nietzsche warned that the most dangerous convictions are those which forbid examination. Genuine trust does not flinch at questions. It welcomes them. Only false trust demands that you close your eyes. Trust is not a contract signed once and forgotten. It is earned through repeated action across time. You may answer simply, trust exists, and it does not replace my ability to think. A person of integrity will understand. A person with hidden intent will find it intolerable. That difference tells you everything. The third, are you accusing me? You ask a reasonable question. You notice something that does not add up. And suddenly the conversation collapses inward. You are no longer seeking clarity. You are now the aggressor. They are the wounded party. By performing injury, the manipulator forces you to defend your intentions rather than pursue your question. You find yourself explaining that you meant no harm, and in that explanation, the original issue disappears completely. Whoever controls the framework of a conversation holds the real power within it. The refusal to accept this reframing is the only defense. You do not owe anyone an apology for asking a legitimate question. Answer calmly, I am simply trying to understand what happened. Nothing more. No justification. No emotional surrender. The fourth, do you really think I could lie to you? This is the most psychologically sophisticated of all, because it does not defend against dishonesty. It transforms your doubt into a moral failing. Suddenly, the question is no longer whether they are truthful. The question becomes whether you are loyal, fair, and worthy. Your justified doubt is reframed as betrayal. And if you feel even a flicker of guilt, that guilt becomes their most powerful tool. But consider this clearly. Honesty is not determined by how sincerely someone believes in their own honesty. It is determined by their actions. Every human being is capable of deception. The right question is never could this person lie. The right question is always do the facts support their account. A grounded response. What matters to me are the facts, not assumptions. This refuses the emotional theater entirely and returns to what is real. The fifth. Can't we just move on? This is the final stage. When the inconsistencies pile up and earlier tactics fail, the goal changes. The manipulator is no longer trying to win. They are trying to exhaust you. They know that most people, when conflict continues long enough, will choose the relief of false peace over the discomfort